Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with the last lesson 1.8 Voyaging Towards Excellence, which is by Achyut Godbole. Students, 1.7 lesson is omitted from your syllabus, and that's why we are directly moving from 1.6 to 1.8. And this is the last lesson from your syllabus which we have to learn. Okay, so voyaging towards excellence, this lesson, it is an autobiography of Achyut Godbole. Voyage, what is mean by voyage? Voyage means journey towards excellence. So as title suggests, writer is talking about his journey towards his excellence, towards his achievements in the life. So in this lesson, actually this is an essay. So in his essay, he's talking about his efforts, his life experiences to achieve his goals. Okay, so let's begin. Here is the introduction of a writer. Achyut Godbole, he born on 15th August 1950. He is a polymath. Polymath means a wise person, a brilliant person, humanitarian, he is a socialist, and he is the person who lives in Mumbai, India. Actually, this person, he was born in Solapur, Maharashtra, India. After a successful career as a CEO of Patni Computer System and few more leading IT firms in 1980 and 1990s, he moved to writing. He was at the position of CEO for almost 23 years in his lifetime career in management. So, Godbole, he is a person who is well known for his writing. Especially he writes in Marathi and English. He is a prolific writer in all the genres. Prolific means again the brilliant person. So he is a wise person, he is a brilliant, extraordinary, unique person in all the genres and has produced the numerous original work as well as adaptations of works from other language into Marathi. Mostly he preferred to write in Marathi. Most of his books like Musafir and Manat are very famous. Because of these books, the youngsters especially, they change their lifestyle. In Musafir books, again he talk about his life experiences, how his life had been changed and how he overcome his obstacles. So when youngsters read this book, so they also get motivation, inspiration from this book, and that's why these books are very famous among the youngster. His writing style is informative and yet very formal. If you will read this book, if you will read this passage or this essay, so that time you will come to know that he write in simple language, that is informal way he use. And if you will read this lesson as an unseen passage, so that time also you will understand what writer he wants to say, because his linguistic style is very simple but attractive and fruitful also. So this enables his readers to enjoy the process of assimilating knowledge. Always his books based on knowledge, where he promotes knowledge, where he motivate youngster on different subjects. So his books are one of the highest selling books in Marathi. He has written many columns also in newspapers. Okay, so he worked as a CEO for 23 years, and afterwards he decided to leave his job because he wanted to contribute himself in writing, in literature. He loved literature when he was young. From that time only he wished to do something in this field, and that's why after working 23 years he left his job from IT and he started to write in literature. Student, this lesson will also definitely will help to motivate, to inspire a youngster like you who wants to do something in their life. Okay, so here we'll go with the lesson. First I'll read passage for you and then I'll explain. Voyaging towards excellence. Voyaging means journey towards his excellence, towards his achievement. I had a very simple upbringing. We were a lower middle class family. Our 300 square feet house did not even have basic amenities such as a fan, a refrigerator, a geyser, a dining table, or a gas stove. Live alone on air conditioner or a car. It was only when I entered the college that I got a watch and when I we got a dining table and a gas stove at home. So student, in first at the beginning only writer he says that he had a simple upbringing in a lower middle class family. So he is the person from middle class family who didn't have simple things also like refrigerator, fan, dining table, geyser, as well as gas stove also. Okay, so when he entered in college, so that time he got his first watch as well as he got gas stove at his house. So even so it was rich culturally because the various poets and writer and musicians used to come to his house. That is given in the next line. We'll check that. Nevertheless, culturally I had a rich childhood. That's why he is saying that he was rich childhood because so many famous writer, poets, and musician used to come to his house like Vinda, Karandikar, Mangesh Padgaonkar, and Vasant Bapat used to visit his house for hours. I could listen to the discussions about poetry and literature, Marathi and English. They used to talk about Keshav Sut, Mardekar, Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, and Thomas Hardy. Again, all these are very famous personalities from the literature. So when these famous people, when these poets and the writers, they used to come to his house, so writer he used to listen their gossip from for hour and hour, and they always used to talk on Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, Keshav Sut, on their work, on their literature. I did not fully understand their discussion in depth, but I was immensely impressed. Immensely means greatly impressed. So when he used to listen their discussion, so that time he fully didn't understand what they are discussing about, but he was greatly impressed by their work, by their literature, by their talking. We also were lucky to have Pandit Kumar Gandharva, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and Pandit Jasraj visit our place and talk about Indian music till late night or sometimes dawn. This is how and why I developed my interest in literature and music during my school days. Here, very simple language he is using, isn't it? So, how he got this background, how he got the music literature background when he was young. So that time all these famous personality from these different fields, from the literature field, from the music field, these people, they used to come to his house, and that's why he got interest in that subject. So he got interest in literature as well as in music, because Pandit Kumar Gandharva, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and Pandit Jasras, these great personalities used to come to writer's house and talk about Indian music till late night. I did not, and even today don't understand the grammar of music, but I began to love it tremendously since then. Grammar means basic things of music. Okay, so the English has grammar, like that music also has grammar. So first we have to understand the grammar of music, then only we can work in that subject. So here he didn't understand that grammar of music, but he got interest, he loved it tremendously. Tremendously means beyond the limit, with a great extent. So he like music from that period only. Next paragraph. Most of the times the topics of discussion at our home were about music, literature, paintings, sculptures, etc. I could listen to the discussions about Van Gogh. Next page. Moving to the next page. Mozart and Michelangelo, etc. It was because of such a milieu around me that I had a firm belief, which I still hold, that all arts are equally. Milieu means social environment or setting. So how he got interest in this subject? Because this great personality used to come to his house, they used to discuss about literature, about music, and that's why he got interest in literature as well as in music. So here the writer, he had a firm belief that all arts are equally same, all subjects are equally same if we love to all these subjects, if not more important in our lives than science or technology. So it's not like that science is greater than music or music is greater than science. No, it's not like that. It's up to you, it's up to the person. If the person love that subject, so he could have lots of ways to achieve that. It is necessary, but if at all there is something which enriches our lives and puts meaning to our existence, it is the art, music, and literature. So he loved most music, arts, and literature, because he feels that when we do study of this subject, so it enriches our life, it makes our life more beautiful, because we learn something from literature. We get that enjoyment when we listen music. Okay, so he was more interested in literature, in arts, and in music subject, but it does not mean that he does not like science or technology subject. After all, he was chemical engineer, he learned from IIT, so obviously he used to like these subjects also. Okay, moving towards next. This is not to say that I did not like science or mathematics. In fact, I love these subjects. However, I did not study them only for scoring maximum marks in the examination. This is very important. See, as I told you, that it does not mean that he only loved arts, literature, and music subject. He got that background, and that's why he loved that subjects. But he loves science and technology too, and he did not study only for scoring good marks, but he liked any subjects that matter for its inherent beauty. Inherent means permanent beauty. If you love that subject, if you like that subject, so you should learn that subject and you should go beyond that thing to scoring good marks. So that time only you will get the permanent beauty of that subject. Otherwise, if you are just doing learning for getting good score, so that time that is not useful. It is not going to help it in your future life. So try to understand the beauty of that subject which writer he had to do. I found Newton's law of motion beautiful and Pythagorean theorem elegant. Elegant means stylish. So he found that style in the theorem also. So when he used to learn Pythagoras theorem or the Newton's law, so that time he was got attracted towards this theorem. So he felt that these theorems are more stylish, more elegant. I love solving problems of physics and mathematics of 9th standard when I was in 7, not to show up, but just because I used to get involved in solving them. So when he was in 7th standard, he used to solve mathematics sums of 9th standard. And it does not mean that he wanted to do show off his knowledge, but actually he liked to do that. He was interested in maths. He was very good in maths, and that's why always he was topper in maths subject. If you will read his autobiography, so that time you will understand that. You must read his books. Two books are very famous of this writer. One is Musafir and another one is Manat. Both are in Marathi language, so you can read these books. So here the writer, here we can conclude that writer, he love all the subjects equally. He love literature, he love arts as well as science, technology. And when he was in 7th standard, he used to solve 9th standard sum because he loved to do that. He was enjoying that thing. Obviously, these problems were not a part of the curriculum, but I enjoyed the whole process. This attitude of looking beyond marks or examination and to seek joy in solving any challenging problem helped me to develop a problem solving attitude, which came handy when I appeared for my IIT entrance. See here, what we do, whatever syllabus or portion it is given for the examination, we go for that only. Okay, we don't just go, we don't want to do extra things. Why? Because that is not in our syllabus. So why we should do that? If we are not going to get marks for that, then why we should learn? This is our mentality, this is our tendency. But here the writer is telling us that you should change your mentality. If you enjoy learning, so that time it is going to help you somewhere. Like here, when the writer, he used to solve 9th standard sums in 7th standard, means what? He was enjoying that process of solving the sums, and it helped him when he was preparing for his JEE examination and when he got selected for his IIT entrance, means when he got good marks in IIT entrance. JEE examination, you know, as a science student, you know very well about this. If you want to go for the engineering admission, so that time you have to cross this examination, and it is one of the toughest examination where very some student, they get good marks, they score good marks if they are good in math subject, right? So this problem solving attitude helped writer when he was preparing for JEE examination, because this examination is completely based on problem solving ability and the ability to think not only logically but quickly and rapidly. If you are good in maths, if you can you can solve sums quickly and rapidly, then only you can cross this examination, then only you can get good marks in JEE examination. And here the writer, he got, because he was very good in math subject, he was good in literature, arts, science, technology, in all subject. Okay, because he was not learning for scoring good marks, but he was enjoying learning. He want to enjoy the beauty of that subject, permanent beauty of that subject, and that's why he loved these subjects and he got good marks in all these subjects. Student, moving towards the next paragraph, last one. I scored 100% marks in mathematics in almost all the examinations that I appeared for from my first standard until IIT, barring only a few times. Okay, so here we come to know that the interest of the writer for math subject, he almost got 100% marks in mathematics from first standard till IIT examination, except only few times, one or two times only he didn't get full marks, but rest of the time he got 100% marks every time in math subjects. I stood 16th in the SSC board, and at that time this examination, it was not the whole of Maharashtra including Nagpur, and I stood first in the university in all the subjects put together. So when he was there for 10th standard for SSC state board, so that time he stood 16th in state board. That time only one state it was there, that was the Maharashtra state. It was including Nagpur, so it was not separate like Pune state, Nagpur state, or the Solapur state. It was not like that. So for whole Maharashtra there was only one state, and he stood 16th in that Maharashtra state examination, SSC board examination. Those days you could get an admission into IIT without the entrance test, JEE, if you had secured the first rank in the university. So that time the educational system, it was little bit different. Means if you had got good score in your university, or if you secured rank in university, so that time easily you could get directly admission for your IIT, for IIT, for your IIT course. So it was not essential to give entrance test at that time, but the writer, he was not knowing this thing, he was unknown to this thing, first rank in the university. Therefore I did not have to appear for the entrance test to get the admission into IIT, but nobody in Solapur told me about it, for I doubt, next page, if anybody in Solapur even knew about this rule. Therefore I appeared for the entrance examination and I secured a very good rank in the same. So he already got good score in 10th board, so there was no need to give entrance test again, but he was unknown to this thing. Nobody told him about this, because Solapur, we know that it is a small city where already the people, they are not that much educated that time, and that's why the people, they were not knowing that. Nobody had told him that there is no need to give entrance test if you want to go for IIT course. And writer, he gave IIT, he gave entrance for IIT, that is JEE examination, and he got good marks in that examination also, and easily he got entered for IIT course. I was quite happy getting into IIT, but my joy was short-lived. Short-lived means for short time. So when he got selected for IIT, that time he became very, very happy. But his happiness, it was for short time. Why? Let's see. At Solapur, I had not seen any building which was more than 3-storied. Mumbai, however, was full of skyscrapers. Skyscrapers, building, tall buildings. At IIT, most of the student and professor, they used to converse in English, whereas my English was very poor, and this was the reason why his joy was short-lived, because when he got entered for IIT course, so that time he had to shift from Solapur to Mumbai. He got admission in Mumbai. So when he shifted that time, he felt uncomfortable because he was a person from small town. He didn't see skyscrapers, tall buildings. So when he entered in Mumbai, so that time the people, they were educated, they used to converse in English only, and there were so many skyscrapers, so that's why he felt little bit uncomfortable that time. And most of the time in IIT college, the student and the professor, they used to converse, means they used to talk, they used to discuss in English language only, and writer, he was very poor in English language. I had my entire education in Marathi. My spoken English was quite pathetic. Pathetic, terrible. Not only I have a very weak vocabulary, but my pronunciation also was terrible. And my construction of English sentences very awkward. To say the least, due to all this, I was feeling quite lonely and terrified in Mumbai in general and IIT in particular. I had developed an inferiority complex and wanted to run away from IIT and even Mumbai. So this is the turning point of the writer's life, student. So when he got admitted for IIT course in Mumbai, that time he was uncomfortable in that premises, in that circumstances. Why? Because he was very weak in English language, and the professor and the student from IIT always, they used to converse in English language, and his language was pathetic, terrible. His pronunciations were very different because he was from Marathi medium, and that's why he felt lonely and terrified. And at one moment, he raised inferiority complex. Inferiority means that you are not that much good to that person, you are a feeling that you are not as good as that person. So that time he felt that inferiority complex, that I am not too good, I am very weak in English language, I could not survive here. And one moment he felt that I should run away from IIT, from Mumbai, and I should run away from this place. So he felt that. Okay, so we have seen the first part of this lesson till here. Now tomorrow we are going to continue with the next part. I hope that you must have understood till I taught. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.